You know, we like to think we have the world figured out. We have satellites, we have deep-sea mics, we have sensors everywhere. But every once in a while, the Earth just glitches. Today, we're opening 8 specific files that science has tried to explain away, but the details are still haunting. I'm Adeel, and this is the Unholy Files. Let's go back to the morning of June 30th, 1908, northern Siberia. It's a quiet morning near the Tunguska River, and then the sky literally lights up with fire. This wasn't just a fire, it was an explosion 1,000 times larger than Hiroshima. A shockwave was sent across Asia and Europe, shattering windows hundreds of miles away. Millions of trees were felled, stripped of their bark, and burnt to a crisp. Witnesses found roughly 830 square miles of forest completely destroyed. One account noted the sky split in two, and fire appeared high and wide over the forest. The entire northern side was covered with fire. One witness said it became so hot they couldn't bear it, as if their shirt was actually on fire. Scientists theorize this was a massive air burst of an asteroid, roughly 200 feet in diameter, traveling at 60,000 miles per hour. When it hit the denser lower atmosphere, it exploded into billions of tiny pieces, burning at roughly 45,000 degrees Fahrenheit. But here is the part that keeps me up at night. Researchers estimate an event of this scale could take place roughly 200 to 300 years. That means the odds of another Tunguska event, which could completely destroy a modern city, is likely within our lifetimes. Basically, we're due. This next noise, it perplexed scientists for over a decade. In 1997, the NOAA heard something in a very remote portion of the Pacific Ocean. They called it the Bloop. It was detected by several hydrophone arrays, underwater microphones originally used in the Cold War to detect Soviet submarines. The noise was described as rising rapidly in frequency over about 1 minute, and it was loud. It was heard at a range of over 3,000 miles from its origin. Imagine, if it originated in the central United States, you could hear it in northern Canada or all the way down in Colombia. The NOAA's chief researcher, Dr. Christopher Fox, he didn't believe it was man-made or a volcano. He believed the audio profile resembled a large living creature, but he stated the source would remain a mystery, primarily because the amplitude far exceeded any capabilities of any known animal on Earth. By 2012, the scientific community decided the Bloop was just ice calving in Antarctica, but many people, they aren't buying it. It continues to be the center of conspiracy theories, from mermaids to top-secret nuclear tests. Honestly, I think the ocean is hiding something much, much bigger.
August 7th, 1994. The day it began to rain, except it wasn't rain. This is the story of Oakville, Washington. Population 665. It was a gelatinous goo filled with blood cells. This goo spread across 20 square miles, and it wasn't harmless. It brought a sort of plague to the town, killing pets and making people incredibly sick. The blobs fell from the sky 6 separate times over 3 weeks. Everyone in the town came down with something like the flu, lasting months. Residents described the substance as a mushy-like jello. Samples were sent to the Washington Department of Health, where a microbiologist named Mike McDowell found 2 living organisms, Pseudomonas fluorescens and Enterobacter cloacae. Both can cause severe illness in mammals. And here's the unholy twist. McDowell claimed his samples just disappeared one day. They were never found again. Some believe it was jellyfish swept up in military testing. Others think it was airplane waste. But many residents believe Oakville was a test site for a man-made experiment. The truth we'll never know because the evidence vanished. Basically, a cover-up. In March 1999, the NOAA heard it again. A sound loud enough to be heard over the entire Pacific Ocean, a range of roughly 3,000 miles. They called her Julia. The sound lasted 15 seconds, originating somewhere near Cape Adeel off Antarctica. Researchers think it was an iceberg breaking free or rubbing against stone, but some people aren't sure. There are claims online that a NASA satellite, the 33A5, picked up a large underwater shadow in the region at the exact time of the sound. NASA hasn't confirmed it, and there's no official documentation. So, was it an iceberg, or was it something else? There's a mysterious radio signal that's been broadcasting since the 1970s, a repeating buzzing with occasional Russian voices. They call it the buzzer. It's long been thought to be a KGB spy channel or a dead hand signal. If the buzzing stops, the nukes launch. But earlier this year, it got weird. It started broadcasting popular music like Gangnam Style or sounds that look like memes on a spectrograph. It's been broadcasting for 50 years, usually just tones. But occasionally, people hear distant conversations in the hardware room. One recording from 2001 says, "I am 143, not receiving the generator." Some believe it's for spy communications. Others say it's observing the Earth's ionosphere. But why the memes? Why the music? Pirates? Or is the signal changing? Basically, we're listening to a ghost. There is a sound in the Pacific that hasn't stopped since 1991. It's called Upsweep. It sounds like, well, exactly like its name. A series of upsweeping sounds that last for minutes and repeat forever. The interesting thing, it fluctuates based on the seasons. It's large enough to be heard from nearly anywhere in the Pacific. A moment of silence for all the fish that have to listen to this every day. Researchers think it's volcanic activity, but they've never actually found the source. Secret submarine base, giant monster, or a volcano that could explode and destroy the Earth. I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. Probably. December 26, 1900. The horn of the Hesperus blared across the water, but there was no answer. They were there to swap the crew for the Flannan Isle lighthouse. Something was wrong. Joseph Moore entered the lighthouse compound and noticed the clock wasn't ticking.
The table was set for a meal that was never eaten. Chairs were toppled over, but there was one sign of life, a lone canary in its cage. 3 men, James Ducat, Thomas Marshall, and Donald MacArthur, had vanished. On the west side of the island, they found smashed supply boxes, iron railings bent, and turf ripped from the cliffs. The captain of the Hesperus sent a message. Poor fellows, they must have been blown off the cliffs. But the public didn't believe it. Stories of sea monsters, kidnappings, or even a murder-suicide by the quick-tempered MacArthur. The real reason? It persists as one of the most perplexing disappearances in history. Last one, May 1997. A sound heard deep in the Pacific over thousands of miles. They call it slowdown. It decreases in frequency over about 7 minutes, and here is the creepy part. It isn't a one-time thing. It happens about 3 times a year. Researchers theorize it's ice sliding against land in Antarctica, but they have no way to confirm it. Whatever's making that sound, it is massive, and it's still out there, repeating every few months, waiting.
So, those are the files. 8 anomalies, 8 glitches in our reality. Which one keeps you up? For me, it's those mysterious radio signal that's been broadcasting since the 1970s. Let me know your theories in the comments. Are we looking at nature or something unholy? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and join the Seekers. I'm Adeel, and this has been the Unholy Files. Stay safe out there and keep your eyes open.